You're here to tell me we don't get to hide. Is that it?
You needed time. We stayed away. But time by itself heals nothing.
You didn't just come here for me. It's the visions. You've seen them.
I suspect many have lately. Something, someone, is calling out from the heart of the world. Like a voice from a dream. Something dark is coming, Anduin. The world needs your light again. My son.
I'm not that person anymore! I have no light. Not after what I've seen. Not after what I've done.
You are not your past, Anduin. I trust you.
Hear me.
They're getting worse. Look, whatever's coming, I'll stand with you. Of course I will. But we were drawn here by the voice. Who is it, Thrall? Who's calling out to us?
I'm not sure yet. But that sword was aimed at someone.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance, no song. Just the shadow taunting me from below. fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
Get ready for a new era of flight. Formerly known as dragon riding, dynamic flight brings the newest, fastest, most active way to travel to old zones and new. From the leveling campaign through endgame, on hundreds of your favorite flying mounts. Let's explore everything you need to know about dynamic flight in the War Within. World of Warcraft Dragonflight introduced adventurers to a completely new way of traversing Azeroth, called dragon riding. This faster, more immersive form of flight reinvented how heroes explored the Dragon Isles. Dragon riding made flying an active experience, allowing players to ascend, surge, break, and whirl through the landscape at breakneck speeds on customizable mounts. Players took to the skies in the open world, dungeons, and the final raid, as well as push their limits in race courses throughout the world. In the War Within, dynamic flight is being improved and expanded upon, keeping core elements like vigor-based abilities in place, while granting players earlier access, more mounts to choose from, more courses to race on, and the ability to toggle between dynamic and traditional flight modes. As early as level 15, or even earlier if you're a Drakthir, characters will be able to learn dynamic flying, allowing new champions to navigate older zones and experience leveling like never before. Dynamic flight skills will be earned as a part of leveling up, allowing players to fill out the skill tree as they progress. For players coming into the War Within at level 70, dynamic flight will be available early in the Isle of Dorn, and upon unlocking, flying mounts will be equipped with all their talents. This means that finding glyphs will not be tied to dynamic flight progression. But for mavericks who enjoy the thrill of the hunt, glyphs in the Dragon Isles will remain in place, purely for achievement. If, however, you prefer the more passive style of flying introduced in Burning Crusade, you can toggle between dynamic flight and traditional flight modes. In previously existing zones, the ability to switch will be available immediately at launch. And in Xala'tath, switching becomes available after leveling through and exploring the new lands thoroughly. At the War Within's launch, over 440 mounts will be converted to enable dynamic flight. With more than 200 unique models and over 50 fundamentally different shapes and sizes, conversion has been a significant undertaking that allows you to once again show off the shining stars of your collection. Favorites like Ashes of Alar, Invincible, Gmod, the Sandstone Drake, and the Hivemind will all be capable of dynamic flight. With all your old favorites available, there will be no shortage of mounts to tout, but two special mounts are worth seeking out as well. The Delver's Dirigible, earnable through the all-new Delves feature, is a cosmetically mega customizable mount with color, nose, wings, thrusters, top, and even decal options that continue to expand as you progress. The Elgarian Stormrider is one of a kind, featuring a unique vigor bar in its user interface. It also comes with a special ability called Lightning Rush, which can give you a boost of speed without spending vigor, by expending static charges that accumulate when flying near walls. Lightning Rush is expanding to other mounts starting in the War Within, allowing everyone to both zip and zap around. Racing will also continue to push pilots to the peak of their capabilities. New courses will be available in each new zone, offering a brand new circuit of achievements and an exciting way to explore various landmarks and landscapes throughout Xala'tath. Are you ready for a whole new era of dynamic flight? Mount up and actively soar through Xala'tath and beyond in the War Within. More than half of World of Warcraft players play 2 or more characters. In the upcoming expansion, The War Within, the entire character roster is leveling up with warbands, a new account-wide progression and collection system. When a player first logs into the War Within, they'll be presented with the new character selection screen. Here, players can assign up to 4 of their favorite characters, Horde and Alliance alike, to be displayed in front of a World of Warcraft-themed scene. All characters on a player's respective account, regardless of what server they're on, are considered part of their warband and combined into a single convenient list. Gone are the days of players mailing precious resources between their characters. In the War Within, there is a new dedicated bank tab for sharing all non-soulbound items among a player's roster. Hundreds of inventory slots can be unlocked across multiple bank tabs purchasable with gold. Or that a player mines on one character can be put into the bank tab and then be used by another character to create an armor set through their blacksmithing profession. By leveraging the expertise of a player's entire warband, crafting and leveling up profession skills are now more efficient. As players complete quest lines and gain factions' trust, they will be earning a variety of different currencies. In the War Within, many currencies are no longer locked in the wallets of each character and can be transferred across the warband. In addition, flight paths across all of Azeroth are available for all players' characters as soon as they're discovered. Less time making the 6-hour journey on foot from Teneris to Winterspring, and more time lounging the fast way. As players progress through the War Within, they'll come across pieces of gear that are warbound until equipped. These can be sent to and equipped by their other characters, enabling players to increase a warband member's power. However, once equipped, it can no longer be passed around. This essentially allows players to play on one character while potentially gearing up others at the same time. While adventuring in current or long-past content, warbands also make finding and collecting new looks, also known as transmogs, easier. Once looted and equipped, the item's aesthetics automatically populate to all warband characters who can also wear that armor type. If a player's cloth user is doing a transmog run of an older raid and plate gear drops, it's now added to their collection, ready to be applied to any warband member who can don plate armor. The same can be said for follower NPCs like Bran Bronzebeard. Whatever a player finds and equips to Bran is also shared across their entire warband. With the introduction of warbands, reputation progress earned in the War Within will be counted across all their characters regardless of which one they're playing. For players who adventured through the Dragonflight expansion, their account-wide reputation level will match the highest level achieved on any of their characters. Achievements like "And We're All Out of Mana Buns" and Warsong Gulch Veteran, as well as nearly 2,000 others, will now share progress across warbands. For most of these, existing progress across characters will be combined. If a player's character starts earning progression towards an achievement, another one of their characters could finish it. Whether players are into achievement hunting, collecting every transmog, or becoming the strongest around, warbands introduce new quality of life features to make the most of your time in Azeroth. There's never been a better time than now to assemble a warband and prepare to journey through Khazalgar in the War Within. World of Warcraft's upcoming expansion, The War Within, introduces an all-new pillar of progression for open-world players. Delves are 1 to 5 player, role-agnostic adventures found throughout Khazalgar. Players will typically be able to complete these bite-sized combat, puzzle, and platforming experiences in just 10 to 15 minutes, providing an additional way to level and an alternative path to endgame rewards alongside Mythic Plus dungeons, raids, and PvP. Players can dive into Delves alone or in parties of any number up to 5, and any combination of classes and roles are viable, letting you approach each adventure as you see fit. Multiple healers could offer a safer way to travel, but prioritizing damage output might allow you to sprint through at record pace. This versatility allows players to progress with who they want, how they want, and when they want. As you approach, you'll be prompted to choose a difficulty level, called a tier, and can then walk right in. There is no loading screen. Lower tiers are available during leveling, with higher tiers added at max level and Season 1. If you're grouping with a friend or a couple of guildmates, just party up to enter the same instance. If you're looking to meet new Delvers, the Group Finder tool can assist with finding or forming a party. In the same way it helps form groups for quests, mythic dungeons, raids, and custom activities. Whether you group with friends or strangers, everyone in your party can play whatever class and specialization they want, so no one has to sit out or be overlooked because their desired role is already filled. The flexibility of Delves is made possible thanks to your companion NPC. Each season, you'll be accompanied by a new companion who can be customized to complement your playstyle. The legendary dwarven historian Bran Bronzebeard, renowned explorer and veteran of the Second War, will be the first to join you. By choosing Bran's specialization, he could be molded into a healer or damage dealer, allowing him to fill the role you or your group need. As you progress, Bran levels up too, gaining skills that expand his arsenal and enhance his effectiveness. If you want to focus on damage output yourself, Healer Bran is happy to throw a potion on the ground that heals allies. Or, with a damage-focused Bran, you could activate his Gryffindon's battle harness, which lets him bombard enemies with lightning hammers from atop his loyal Griffin. Once you're max level and Bran is of a high enough rank, you'll begin earning curios. Equip Bran by choosing a combat curio and a utility curio to give him trinket-like effects that empower your party. In addition, Bran can help you find lost supplies and delves that can help you in your runs. There will be 12 different delves to explore at launch, and you can expect to find some in each of the new zones. In the Isle of Dorne, you venture into the Earthcrawl Mines, a dig site that has been taken over by Nerubians. In Hallowfall, you must carefully explore the Sinkhole, the very bottom of the zone, where all the water gathers and Kobus lurk and lure in their victims. In the Ringing Deep's Dread Pit, you'll spelunk into a forward base of operations that the Nerubians are using to lay assault on the machine speakers. And more adventures await in Azj-Kahet to discover for yourself. Upon the start of Season 1, a 13th delve will become unlockable. Focusing on a single boss encounter, players must now brave the enemy's lair and defeat the greatest threat yet, Zevzik. Delves are designed with replayability in mind and feature changing objectives. This means delves are dynamic, with each offering multiple experiences. Delve variants are unlocked at max level, similar to how world quests are unlocked, with different variants available on a given day. Perhaps one day you're sent on a mission to rescue a group of Earthen from the Nerubians, but on another you find yourself working with the Arathi to burn all the Nerubian nests in that same location. Thanks to their dynamic objectives, you could visit the same delve multiple times and have completely different adventures. Completing delves will reward you with a variety of valuable loot. Get to the treasure room at the end of a delve, and you'll find chests that will provide you with guaranteed core progression rewards, upgrade track currencies, delve currency, and more, including a unique reward. The Delver's dirigible mount can only be earned through delves. It's a cosmetically customizable flying machine that allows you to mix and match various modules to create your own dynamic flight masterpiece. As you complete more of these adventures and journey into Azeroth's core, you'll earn new customization options, with more choices added each season. Core progression items earned scale all the way up into the endgame. They are awarded at item levels relative to the difficulty of the delve, similar to how Mythic Plus dungeons and raids work, with items capping out at power levels comparable to Heroic raids or Mythic Plus 5 keys. Even the Great Vault itself is being updated to include reward choices for completing delves, offering players a chance to earn powerful items on a weekly basis. Delve currency can be used to buy collectibles and entry-level Warbound gear. You can also find the collectibles and Warbound gear in chests directly, as well as transmogs, pets, toys, recipes, and reagents. Keep an eye out for new hat cosmetics that can drop, and embrace your inner kobold or fungus. Are you ready to dive into delves? Experience a more flexible, more customizable World of Warcraft in the War Within.
My people are no strangers to voices from below, but this radiant song is different.
Is being heard all across Azeroth. The Council doesn't know what to make of it.
There must be someone who does. I'll let you know what I find.
Valeria. It's been too long, old friend.
Good to see you, Khadgar. Doing well?
As well as can be expected. How's the family?
I haven't... It's better if I keep my distance.
Of course, the void. That would be... Actually, your connection to the void is why I asked you here. We still don't know what this dark heart relic is capable of, but we do know it's in the hands of someone called the Harbinger. Who they are and what they intend to do remains a mystery, which is why I need your help.
To hunt down a dangerous foe we know nothing about. Honestly, I could use the distraction.
Same old Valeria. Void or no void. I didn't mean to...
See you soon, Khadgar. Dark heart in hand.
Valeria, it's been too long, old friend. How's the family?
It's better if I keep my distance.
Of course. The void. Actually, your connection to the void is why I asked you here. We still don't know what this dark heart relic is capable of. But we do know it's in the hands of someone called the Harbinger. Which is why I need your help.
See you soon, Khadgar. Dark heart in hand.
For so long, I've watched you all. Your mortal struggles, your proud defiance, the loneliness you pretend not to feel. You cling to hollow faith that can't sustain you. You revel in power that cannot withstand what is to come. You convince yourselves that you are of purpose, that your great deeds can make a difference. But deep down, you know the truth. That when all your illusions are burned away, all that is left is your fury. And in the end, your glorious fury will be mine. The visions. Our world cries out for aid. Shadows gather. Deep within the heart of Azeroth. Our fate hangs by a thread. And fear threatens to consume us all. Xala'tath is taunting us. To preserve our world, we must face the shadow.
together. The Harbinger is here. In darkness, she slumbers and dreams. And for countless generations, mortal heroes have risen to defend her. They faced monsters, tyrants, and beasts of primordial horror. Though they fought amongst themselves, their enmity following them to the most distant shores. And even across time and space, their courage never faltered. Even upon the very threshold of death. While new hope blooms on the horizon, the final battle draws near. Now, in the darkness, at the very heart of the world, the drums of war thunder once again. And Azeroth at last awakens. The world's soul, so long denied me, shall be mine.